Hello friends. Now we are discussing about myelopathy. Actually, there are continuous videos about spinal cord. We are discussing myelopathy. It can be non-compressive or compressive. In compressive, it can be intramedullary or extramedullary. In extramedullary, it can be intradural or extradural. This is the flow chart for to differentiate myelopathy, cause of myelopathy or etiology of myelopathy. There are different examples for each of this. You are not discussing about that. We are discussing today about mainly about differences between extramedullary and intramedullary regions. Okay, what is extramedullary region? So extramedullary, so it's outside medulla, and intramedullary means it's inside medulla, as the name suggests. Okay. Then what are the clinical features of extramedullary and intramedullary? In the extramedullary means outside medulla, so it can be um, the pathology or the disease process is outside medulla, so it will compress the outside means the spinal cord, as in the before we discussed it in the diagram. There will be nerve roots in the lateral side, so the disease process comes from the lateral side, so hence extramedullary. So there will be root pains or girdle like pain. Then if it's coming from the lateral side, no, so it will compress the spinal cord, so it causes hemisection of spinal cord, so it causes Brown-Sequard syndrome. If complete cord is gone, then it causes complete cord transection. Okay. Then coming to intramedullary. In intramedullary, there in this root pains, in this dull aching type of pains will be present in intramedullary. Then coming to involvements, motor involvement in uh, extramedullary. In extramedullary, the motor involvement is early. Why? The CTLS means cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral. So medial to lateral. So the disease process coming from the lateral side. So sacral will be affected first. So sacral means the legs weakness and all will come. Okay. Then early spastic weakness will be present. In the same way, in the intramedullary, the pathology is in the intramedullary. So as the name suggests, the corticospinal tract is lateral corticospinal tract. So it presents in the lateral side of the spinal cord. So the disease is expanded from inside to outside. So this is lateral now. So it involves very lately. So the motor involvement is very late, since the lateral corticospinal cord is very away or laterally placed, but disease process coming from the central. So autonomic nervous system involvement is rare in extramedullary, and in intramedullary ANS involvement is very common. Then coming to sensory involvement. In sensory involvement, in the intramedullary, uh, the lesion, as we discussed, the lesion will start in the center. So the corticospinal, the spinothalamic tract, which carries pain and temperature, will cross in the surrounding the central canal. So you can see the into mark in the black. These are spinal thalamic tracts. They cross. So the disease process is extending from the center now. So the spinal thalamic tract will be affected. So there is a loss of pain temperature, but there is the posterior columns are placed posteriorly, so they are not affected. So pain temperature is gone and posterior columns are spared, so it causes dissociative sensory loss. Then extramedullary is not associated with any LMN weakness. Intramedullary, because the disease process is extending from the inside of the cord, the anterior horn cells will be affected. So anterior horn cells are LMN. So causes LMN features, and human features also present because of involvement of cord. Okay. Then trophic changes. The trophic changes may occur in this common because the spinothalamic tract is involved, so pain is gone, so trophic changes are present. And in the extramedullary there will be pain, tenderness and spinal deformity is present in extramedullary, not in intramedullary.